You're watching The Road Show on WPRI 12.
Welcome back to The Road Show. This morning in The Buzz, the Super Bowl is over, but the drama surrounding it is not. Tom Brady's wife is getting a lot of flack for some controversial comments she made following Sunday's game. This video shows Gisele Bündchen comforting her husband after the loss. Prior to this moment, Gisele was videotaped complaining about some of the dropped passes by Patriots receiver, saying Brady can't, quote, throw the blank ball and catch the ball at the same time. The Patriots had no official comment about what Gisele said, but sources tell TMZ that teammates are disappointed in her comments and feel she betrayed a code of brotherhood. What do you guys think?
I think absolutely. I mean, I know that Coach Belichick is very adamant on his players, you know, either somehow reviewing what they're going to say, how they're going to approach certain things with the media. He does not like them to just run their mouths. He wants them to be prepared, which I absolutely respect, and I understand that. And for Gisele, who's been around this, who's been in the media alone, you know, by herself before she was even with Tom Brady, you know, prior to that, she knows that anyone is going to twist the words. She knows that people are going to surround her and want to quote her and things like that. So I felt that this was just a poor choice by her because she knows better. You
know, I mean, we did see the video of her. I guess she was getting on the elevator or something, and she was being heckled by, you know, a bunch of people. And I know she may have just said it just to, you know, sometimes you say things, and maybe now if you talk to Gisele, and we'd love to, you know, she would want to take, you know, she'd want to take it back. But you know, she was being heckled. She had, you know, it was a bad night because, you know, she was praying for her husband and all this other stuff.
And what do you expect too? It's a huge game, and you know what? I would be pretty ticked too. I was.
Well, that's it. You know, as you said, she was going into an elevator. It wasn't at a press conference. So on that part, I can kind of understand because, of course, there is this Patriots code of not really saying anything at all. But on the other hand, I know I always tell my husband, "You represent me, and I represent you." And Gisele needs to know that Brady is not Brady. He's first a Patriot. That's the name on the front. And being that, you know, that's how she has to go forward. She can't go out swearing. She can't go blaming people. So yeah, she definitely made a poor choice.
I mean, you know, if she wanted to say it in private, well, then, you know, all bets are off. Nobody can control what she says in private. But of course, she's there. It was a bad night for at least the Patriots. She knew her husband was bummed. I understand defending the person who you love. I get that.
However, when you're in the public eye, and I understand you're in close quarters, you're being surrounded, you're going into an elevator for that matter. So talk about claustrophobia all around you. But like I said, this is her life.
That is her life.
She does this every day. When are you not surrounded, Gisele?
The paparazzi are nothing new to either one. You know, either one.
I think it gave us a little insight, though, to how Tom's feeling, because we all know that he can be a little emotional, even though he keeps it on the DL. So of course he goes and vents to his wife. So I bet you this is what he was thinking and what he was about to say, or maybe texting her. You know, I can't believe they dropped that. So we got a little insight to Tom's feelings.
But I think her comment was also, too, not correct. Because, yes, he can't bleeping, you know, throw and catch the ball, because clearly you couldn't throw it either. You know? So there were problems all around. So I'm sure everyone, and after such a big game, I know that everyone was bitter. Of course the players are. So
you know, everybody was down about the whole thing.
If they hear one negative comment by someone who's close with them, who's pretty much like family, I'm sure they are. You know, if you're related to one of the players, you're related to everyone in that sense. You know, so yeah, I would be kind of hurt.
I mean, let's be honest, if there were video cameras in any of our houses that night, we would have been in deep trouble.
Same thing.
It would not have been showed on the Road Show.
I like Gisele. She's fiery.
I know.
I do. I like that.
Well, sure, there are more reasons behind why you like her as well.
Now, this was one of the things we put on our Facebook page that, woo.
Oh, yeah, and even before we put it up, I think people were already storming our page, just commenting on, you know, Facebook and Twitter. And Mary, what did you find today?
Well, for example, Amy Shobanian says both. Of course she wants to defend her husband, but she should have went about it in a different way. Insulting the team and finger-pointing was the wrong way to go.
Not good.
Very true.
Angie Bermudez tells us, when you have a person in your family that is in such a state of despair, you'll resort to just about any desperate measure in order to bring them back around. Yes, they are a team, but ultimately, which team will stand by him? And the true life team, his wife.
Very true.
So that's a different side. Angie Vickers says, I think she should have remembered she was a lady and the wife of someone who's in the public eye. Her comments were an embarrassment to her husband and the team. Say what you want in private, but remember your manners in public. Nice words. Ben Haig tweets us, hey, totally fine to defend your husband. It was an emotional moment, but throwing his teammates under the bus was a major faux pas. And nice spelling, by the way, on faux pas right there. You can weigh in too by voting on today's poll. What do you think of Gisele's comment? Way to stick up for your husband, or rude? She shouldn't insult the team. Here's a look at some other topics that are trending online today. Maria Menounos, who's an avid Pats fan, is one of the top searches on the internet this morning. She lost a Super Bowl bet and had to strip down to a tiny string bikini in Times Square. Brr. This video goes out to all of our dog lovers out there. St. Bernards are awesome family pets. That's if you don't mind getting a gigantic dog, a lot of slobber, tons of fur, and a dog who can clean off the dinner table with his tongue. Well, some folks in British Columbia have 42 of them. Here's a video of what it looks like to take a pack of St. Bernards for a morning walk. And believe it or not, this is not video magic. I would be super nervous about watching where I stepped if I were them. Yikes. Are you still down in the dumps about Sunday's loss? Well, don't fret. These 9-month-old twins are going to cheer you up. They're rocking out in their jolly jumpers to Johnny Cash's Folsom Prison Blues, one of my favorites, for nearly 3 minutes. These babies have some sweet music preferences.
Just to watch you die. When I hear that whistle blow, I hang my head and cry.
I'll be back at the end of the show with your poll results. For now, back to the kitchen, Michaela.